Hello again, Struck. A new month is almost upon us, and that means there's gonna be new games to try and play. And I'll be bringing you two videos, this one and one more, dedicated to all the upcoming games releasing in June, or some of them not really in June, but you'll see what I mean by that. That might be worth your attention, and mine as well. So this is the high profile games video. There will be a low profile games video as well. I hope you enjoy both of them. Buckle up for this one and let's go. The first game on the high profile video is the Psycho Frontier. Well, there isn't much to say about that game. I've played it some time ago because it's been in early access for a while. I think it was in the Epic early access and Steam early access. I can't confirm. I think it was Epic early access some time ago. It's a typical BR. Honestly, drop in, fight a bunch of monsters, obtain some objectives and stuff like that. It's nothing too special. It's nothing too fancy. It's very similar to the failed Amazon game. But it's not a bad PvPvE game. It's not awful. If you're into that, I believe this is not a bad one. As long as it has a healthy population, the game can thrive. So if you're looking for some new shooter PvPvE game, well, the Psycho is not technically new, but it is launching on the 8th of June 2022, developed and published by YAGER Studios. So hopefully that's a nice suggestion. And I've been struggling to find good games for the high profile video, and I had to include some ones that might not be as high profile as one would want it. There's Train Valley. Train Valley is actually releasing for Epic on the 8th of June 2022, but it has been out for a long time on Steam. Developed by Flazm. The game's also on GOG, by the way, and it has been on GOG for a while. And developed by Alexei Davidov, Sergei Dvoynikov, and Timofey Shargorodsky, according to Steam, but according to Epic, Flazm, who are the publishers, or one of the publishers alongside Meta Publishing, are the publisher. The game is your typical train building sim. It's actually a cool game. It's kind of semi-tycoon, but with puzzles and stuff. So it's a mixture between a tycoon game and puzzle. And it's a nice suggestion that many of you might like, and it has that kind of rough edges voxel design. If you like that rough edges voxel art, this game would be to your liking. And if you obviously like train tycoons with puzzle elements. So Train Valley 2 coming new on Epic 8th of June, but you can already play it on Steam and GOG. Now there is an interesting title. It looks very bad on the screenshots, and visually, if you're looking for good graphics, that's not the game for you. Nevergrind Online. The name is why I decided to include it. And not just the name, but maybe because it's kind of a strange, unique game. It's self-described as the world's first online multiplayer first-person dungeon crawler RPG with real-time combat. Enter the kingdom of Edinburgh, form a party, choose your mission, descend into the dungeon, stick together and slay the minions below to help restore order to the kingdom. I'm not sure how the whole system works for online co-op as a first-person dungeon crawler, but the itemization system seems solid and it might provide some fun. It's releasing on the 9th of June 2022. Developed and published by Neverworks Games. I hope the game actually doesn't never works. I hope the game always works, but we'll see. It's gonna be only on Steam. So yeah, Nevergrind Online. Fun name, hopefully a fun game. And now another title that is new for Steam, but not really new. Chivalry 2. Chivalry 2 is releasing for Steam on the 12th of June 2022, and I'm sure many of you might have been waiting for that, for this uh, ruthless multiplayer swordplay FPS medieval action game. Yeah, it's been for a while on the Epic Store, but now it's also coming to Steam. And I'm not sure whether PlayStation 5, 4, and Xbox XS1 have any new changes, but there will be some sort of, according to Steam, the latest update that will be included in the Steam release is the Tenosian Invasion update. So I'm assuming consoles are getting this update as well. But yeah, Chivalry 2, if you haven't tried it or played it, it's a pretty skill-based game. You really need to be good at your timing. And if you want something this realistic as a medieval action simulator, first person, this is one of the games to play. There are some others like Mordhau and stuff, but yeah, Chivalry 2, definitely something to keep an eye out on. If you're one of those people who don't like Epic and have been waiting for it, well, the wait is almost over. The 12th of June 2022, developed by Torn Banner Studios, Chivalry 2. Now there is a game that, yeah, I kind of included mostly because of what it is. OVERLORD: Escape from NAZARICK. If you watched OVERLORD anime, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, well, you might want to, unless you don't like anime, and then not much I can tell you about. But yeah, 2D action-adventure game set in the rich world of the epic dark fantasy OVERLORD. The latest installment in the series features an original story overseen by OVERLORD's creator, Kugane Maruyama. Find Clementine's missing memories and make your escape. So it's a Metroidvania side-scrolling action RPG. I'm not a big fan of side-scrolling games, side-scrolling platformer Metroidvania games. So it's not my cup of tea, but I mean, it's in the OVERLORD universe, and yeah, if you want an OVERLORD game that's Metroidvania, that's it. I can't tell you whether it's good or not, but on the trailer for a Metroidvania game, it looks decent enough to catch my attention. So the 16th of June 2022, developed by Engines Incorporated and published by the Kadokawa Corporation. The next game on this list is Starship Troopers Terran Command. I think this game has been generating some buzz in the strategy communities. The releasing on the 16th of June, developed by the Aristocrats and published by Slytherin Entertainment. Strategy, RTS, sci-fi, war, tactical, military, just some of the tags out there. This game is releasing for multiple platforms, including Steam and Epic. So there is a demo that you can try, or at least was a demo. Maybe they've removed it recently, but there used to be a demo that you could try. And yeah, it seems pretty decent. Looking at trailers and screenshots, it looks like it could be a very decent RTS. So if you were looking for some new RTS to try, this is my suggestion as a high-profile 3D RTS game. The next title on this list is Redout 2. On the Epic Store, they've recently released for free, well, it's already gone, but it was available for free, Redout 1. Now, the second installment in the series is releasing on the 16th of June 2022, developed by 34 Big Things and published by Saber Interactive. The platforms you could play that on would be Steam, Epic, PlayStation 5, 4, Xbox, XS1, and Switch. Many platforms. So yeah, the game is describing itself as the fastest racing game in the universe. Which universe? There are many, I hope. Redout 2 is a tribute to classic arcade racing games and the sequel to the critically acclaimed Redout. Reach impossible speeds in exhilarating futuristic races across an extensive single-player campaign and competitive multiplayer. It really looks extremely fast-paced. If you're into that, if you want racing that transitions from driving on the ground to flying as a jet and back to the track. I mean, it's probably one of the most fun racing games I have seen. I'm not a fan of racing games in general, but if I were to play a racing game, that probably would be it. So, Redout to 16th of June 2022. And the next game is probably something a lot of you JRPG fans have been waiting for. Disgaea 6 Complete. Developed by Nipponichi Software and published by Nipponichi Software America. Releasing on the 28th of June 2022. The Disgaea series continues its legacy. Meets Z, a zombie that has risen above them all except one, a god of destruction. This is gonna be a 3D game. Some of the old Disgaea games were 2D pixel art JRPGs, but this one would actually be a 3D one. At least the character design is kind of 3D-ish. So yeah, the new Disgaea, if you know the series, you know what to expect. If you don't know it, you might look into them if you're into JRPGs, because you've been missing out on some very in-depth JRPG game design. I think only the itemization is still kind of boring and broken, unless they've changed things. The way I remember it, it had classic, the old games had classic JRPG itemization, which is some of the biggest downsides to the JRPG genre. But yeah, Disgaea 6 should be a fun, good JRPG with a nice story to follow and an interesting set of characters. So 28th of June 2022, Disgaea 6 Complete. And next we have a fighting game. I guess it's like a tradition every month for me to end up stumbling upon a new fighting game to suggest to you. DNF Duel, releasing on the 28th of June 2022, developed by Arc System Works and another company, Athink Co Ltd and Neo People Inc. So is it really developed by all those three people, or did they just write them under developers when they're publishers? As publishers, Steam also links Nexon Korea. And when you hear Nexon, you would think pay to win, but I mean, this game won't have enough purchases according to Steam. And this, by the way, DNF Duel stands for Dungeon Fighter Duel. So this is in the Dungeon Fighter Online, a pay-to-win game, by the way, universe. In that universe, but as a fighting game, as a Street Fighter, Tekken, DOA, and so on kind of game. So a fighter game in the Dungeon Fighter universe. I mean, it's been 17 years since they released Dungeon Fighter. Man, time flies. And yeah, even though I didn't like the Dungeon Fighter game, if I were to play a fighting game and I wanted something fresh, this looks pretty fresh to me. So, releasing on the 28th of June 2022, DNF Duel. My suggestion to those who want a fighting game. And now something that I wasn't sure if I wanted to include it in this video, but I decided to include it. OUTRIDERS WORLDSLAYER upgrade. What does upgrade mean? It means that you can pay extra if you own the base game, or you can pay a full price of this new thing if you don't own the full game, so you can get the full game and the upgrade. And yeah, it's the first big paid DLC for OUTRIDERS. It's bringing some good stuff, but they're not fixing the things that made me quit the game, which were mostly related to the end game and balancing. So don't expect to see me play it and try it. Don't expect me to waste my money for it. I mean, if I want to upgrade, it will cost me $39.99, which with the current 10% discount is $35.99. and that's just the upgrade. For people who are buying into the franchise for the first time, it's going to be $79.98, at least in my region. That's the price, which is currently 33% off for $53.94. $39.99 seems a bit too much for a DLC. Even if it was 20, I might have said maybe wait for a discount. But 20 is okay. It's acceptable for a big expansion of this caliber. But $39.99, how about a no? But yeah, if you really have some spare money and you feel like you want to pay 40 bucks for a DLC, that's it. That's the one you can waste your money on. Outriders WORLDSLAYER upgrade, 30th of June 2022, developed by People Can Fly, published by Square Enix. Square Gridix maybe is the better way to call them with those prices. So yeah, let's not speak more about Outriders after this. The next game on the title is probably not much of a high profile game, but I already had plenty of games for the WoW profile video, and I decided, okay, let's put some of the not so high and not so low profile games in that video. Empire of Ember. Release date the 20th of May 2022. So it's already out. It's not really a June release, but you can still play it in June. But the initial release was the 19th of May on other platforms. So it's kind of strange. But when I go to Steam, the release date seems to be 20th of January 2022, which probably was an early access release. And then the actual full game released on the 19th of May. Already mixed reviews, developed by Poax Games LLC. What is Empire of Ember? Become a battle mage, build a city, and command your troops in this fantasy warfare simulator. Jump into the fray and use your might, magic, and wits to fight enemies in battles of up to 100 units and fully destructible city siege combat. The fate of an empire is in your hands, so it's a first-person 3D open-world medieval strategy RPG. I mean, it has a lot of tags in there, but for good reason. It has base management stuff, while the base game is in itself an open-world RPG in a 3D medieval world. It seems fun. And the siege battles seem interesting. I wonder how overpowered your character is to be able to fend off hordes of enemies attacking and sieging your castle. But yeah, I think many of you might like it. So it's on Steam, it's on Epic. Empire of Ember, already out there, ready for you to download and play. And now the last game of this list is a game probably many of you might have played it already. And it's been out there for a very long time. 7 Enhanced Edition. The original 7 game, without all the expansions that we've seen up until now, released on the 1st of December 2017. Then came some expansions, such as the big one, the Days Long Gone. And currently on Steam, you can download 7, the Days Long Gone demo. The Enhanced Edition includes this, but it also includes another patch on top of the Days Long Gone. So it includes all type of content released up until now, all the patches and everything. It's kind of a new release for Epic though. On the Epic Store, it released on the 26th of May 2022. I'm recording this on the 31st of May, just to let you know. So yeah, it's on Steam and GOG, but now also coming to Epic, and the game is also on PlayStation. I'm assuming 5 and 4, or maybe just 4, but I don't see why 5 won't be able to run it if it's just on 4. So yeah, 7 Enhanced Edition, a very good open world isometric stealth and action role-playing game. It's a little bit too much stealth for my taste, but I definitely recommend it if you're fine with some increased amount of stealthiness in the game. I mean, you probably don't need to be forced into the stealthiness, and you can kill everyone on sight and leave no witnesses and survivors. Maybe that's a good way. I've never tried it myself, but maybe sometime I might decide to give it a go. Currently, it's 70% off to buy it on Epic And on Steam, I'm not seeing this discount, so maybe that's their way of promoting this. The sale ends on the 6th of... no, it ends on the 16th of June, 2022. 70% off. I think it's a bargain to get this game 70% off. But again, it's only discounted on Epic. And not everyone likes Epic. To get notified when I upload more content like this one or other builds and guides for Wooter and not so Wooter games, you can subscribe to my channel and hit that bell button to not miss out on notifications. As well as keep in mind there's something called memberships on YouTube, which lets you be a paying member for my channel to get access to perks such as emotes and badges made by me, as well as the option to get one-on-one tutoring for the very basics of Adobe Photoshop, Premiere and After Effects. And memberships can be cancelled at any time if you no longer want to be a member. Thanks for watching all the way until the end, Struck Web. Keep it cool until next time, and goodbye.